Welcome to the online mathematics class. We started with problem set 2 and we completed first 3 examples. Today we will solve example number 4. In figure 2.24, measures of some angles are shown. Using the measures, find the measures of angle x and angle y and hence show that line L parallel to line M. See the figure, line L and M is given and this line is their transversal. So give the name to this line as N. Now first of all here we have to find out the measure of angle X and angle Y. For that, see, angle X and this angle 130 degree, these two angles are vertically opposite angles, and also angle Y and angle 50 degree, these two angles are also vertically opposite angles, and we know that vertically opposite angles are equal. Therefore we are having angle X is equal to 130 degree and angle Y is equal to 50 degree. Then the reason for this is vertically opposite angles are equal. To show line L parallel to line M, give some names to these angles. See, as P, Q, T, S. In red pen I am giving that. So from figure, angle X is equal to 130 degree and angle Y is equal to 50 degree. The reason is vertically opposite angles. Now angle PQT and angle QTS, angle PQT, this angle, and angle QTS, this angle, are interior angles on line L and M, and line N is their transversal. Now angle PQT plus angle QTS, here angle PQT, measure of angle PQT is 130 degree because PQT is X and X is equal to what, 130 degree, and angle QTS is equal to 50 degree. So angle PQT plus angle QTS is equal to 130 degree plus 50 degree is equal to 180 degree. Therefore we are having angle PQT plus angle QTS is equal to 180 degree. That means these two angles are supplementary angles. That means here we are getting two supplementary interior angles on line L and M, and N is their transversal. So by the interior angle test, we know that what is the interior angle test? If the interior angles formed by a transversal of two distinct lines are supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. That means the interior angles formed by transversal are supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. Therefore line L parallel to line M. Now example number 5. Line AB parallel to line CD parallel to line EF, and line QP is their transversal. If y as to z is equal to 3 as to 7, then find the measures of angle X. Line AB parallel to line CD parallel to line EF, it is given, and also given that y as to 7 is equal to 3 as to 7. Here ratio of angle y and angle z is given, that is y as to z is equal to 3 as to 7. That means y upon z is equal to 3 upon 7. It is the given ratio of angle y and angle z, and we have to find the measure of angle X. Solution. Write down given first. Line AB parallel to line CD parallel to line EF, and line QP is their transversal, and also given that y as to z is equal to 3 as to 7. The ratio is given. Here we have to find measure of angle X. Here given that y as to z is equal to 3 as to 7, the ratio of angle y and angle z is given. So y upon z is equal to 3 upon 7. If the ratio is given, then we take the common multiple of ratio 3 up as to 7. Ratio is given 3 as to 7, then we take a common multiple of 3 as to 7. For that we will choose any letter. So we are taking n as the common multiple of ratio 3:7. Let n be the common multiple of ratio 3:7. Therefore angle y is equal to 3 multiplied by n and angle z is equal to 7 multiplied by n. N is common multiple of 3 and 7. Now here angle x and angle z are interior alternate angles. See, AB and EF are parallel to each other, and angle X and angle Z are interior alternate angles, and interior alternate angles are equal. Therefore we can write angle X is equal to angle Y. Now angle X is congruent with angle Y. Reason, interior alternate angles, so they are congruent. Then we can write angle X is equal to angle Z. Therefore angle X is equal to 7n, because angle Z is 7n. So angle X is equal to 7n. Reason is angle Z is equal to 7n. Now line AB parallel to line CD and QP is their transversal. Then angle XY are the interior angles. Angle X and angle Y are interior angles, and if two lines are parallel and transversal intersect them, then the interior angles are supplementary. That means angle X plus angle Y is equal to 180 degree. Angle X and angle Y are interior angles on two parallel lines AB and CD, and line QP is their transversal. So angle X and angle Y are supplementary angles. Therefore angle X plus angle Y is equal to 180 degree. Angle X plus angle Y is equal to 180 degree. Reason is interior angles. Now angle X is 7n and angle Y is 3n. So put the values. Angle X is equal to 7n and angle Y is equal to 3n is equal to 180 degree. 7n plus 3n, that is 10n, is equal to 180 degree. 10 multiplied by n. So next step, this 10 is goes to the denominator into the right hand side. Therefore n is equal to 180 upon 10. So 0 get cancel when we having n is equal to 18. Now we are having n is equal to 18. So from that we can find a value of angle X. Angle X is equal to 7n, and put the value of n is equal to 18 degree. Then 7 multiplied by 18. Then 18 sevens are 126 degree. Therefore the measure of angle X is equal to 126 degree. Example number 6. In figure 2.26, if line Q parallel to line R, line P is their transversal, and if angle A is equal to 80 degree, find the values of F and G. Here line Q is parallel to line R and line P is their transversal, and the measure of angle A is given, that is 80 degree, and then we have to find the values of F and G. It is very easy example. Students, try to solve this example. I am giving hint for this. See, angle A and angle G. Here angle line Q and R parallel to each other and P is their transversal. Then angle A and angle G are alternate exterior angles, and we know that alternate exterior angles are equal. So we can write angle A is equal to angle G. We are having angle A is equal to 80 degree. Therefore angle G is also 80 degree. Reason is, and for that reason is alternate exterior angles. Now we are having G is equal to 80 degree. Now we have to find F. So see, F and G, these two angles are linear pair angles. F and G are linear pair angles, and we know that linear pair angles are supplementary. Therefore angle F plus angle G is equal to what? 180 degree. Angle F plus angle G, G is 80 degree, so 180 degree. angle f plus 80 degree is equal to 180 degree. Then angle f is equal to 180 degree minus 80 degree. This 80 degree comes to the right hand side, it becomes negative. So angle f is equal to what? 180 minus 80 degree, that is 100 degree. So angle f is equal to 100 degree. Students, try to solve the example number 6.